Hi there, welcome to Moments with FA, where we talk about love, life, and God. The video you're about to watch is taken from a special segment on Read with FA, where we get a chance to read books that will help us in every course of our life. This video speaks specifically about one of my biggest pet peeves when it comes to the church. Take a look.
Here's the thing about church. And I'm not going to come here and say I have the best church, everybody's good. There's some people I don't like in the church, and they don't like me either. There's some people, all our relationship is hi-bye, and their relationship with me is hi-bye. There's some people who are close to me, who are my best friends, and there's some people I'm their best friend. You know what I mean? So because it's the same people who are in the world that are in the church. So it's not like as soon as you come to the church, your name is John, when your name used to be James. It's the same people, so that they too have their own things they're battling with. They too have their own systems that they were used to before coming. They too have their own journey they're going on. But we think that church is supposed to be, it's supposed to be, yeah. But we think that when people come to church, when people say I'm a Christian, then all of a sudden, there are these saints who don't step on people's toes, who don't do whatever. And then when the church does something, we, scrutinize it, we criticize it, we do everything we need to do just to talk bad about the church. Forgetting that if you think any church is perfect or should be perfect, the moment you stepped inside of that sanctuary, inside the building of that church, it became imperfect. Because it's made of imperfect people who are striving to follow Jesus. So just like in your nuclear family, in your external family, it's not every day that you guys are together, right? It's not every day that you guys are laughing. It's not every day. You guys have your own conflict. You have people that step on your toes. But what do? You don't go, well, some people do it, but say people with sanity, they don't go around and talk about it and say, oh, my family don't love me, if you're sane. Now, the people who are making these comments, who are talking about their family, saying all these things about their family, you're not smart. I'm sorry to say it, but you are not a smart person. You are not. How can you be the one to destroy your own family? And then when an outsider comes and talks about your family, you get mad. But you were the one that opened a way for them to talk about your family, because you showed us that it's okay to talk about my family because you did it in public. So if I come, don't be offended. You started it. I just continue what you started. If you have an issue with your family, you deal with it internally. You don't bring your dirty laundry outside for everybody to smell and see. And that's what we're doing with the church. So it's easy to understand when we're in our family that we shouldn't discuss family problems outside. But when things happen in the church, we're the first to go and type, when last have you seen a Muslim talk about their mosques, their imams? When last have you seen a Buddhist talk about stuff like that? When last have you seen these other people talk about like that? When last? I was studying some things about Scientology, right? No, I'm not trying to go that direction. But I was studying something just because it came across, and I started asking myself some questions. Anyways, I was studying something about that. And Leah Remini, I was watching, it's on Netflix. Leah Remini says that, she said that never once did they stand as a Scientologist to speak bad, whether it was going on or not. When people got out, the truth began to come out. But never once did the people who were in there start talking bad about it. Never once. But us Christians, pastor does something, we go around. I'm not saying make excuses for them. That is not what I'm saying. But there's a time to deal with internal things internally. And don't destroy ourselves. This is the reason why they say the church has no love. This is the reason why they say the church is hypocrite. Because of people like us who don't know how to put the dirty laundry where it's supposed to be. So once again, I make no excuse for what's happening. I make no excuses for what you have gone through. Yes, there are places that people have been abused mentally, physically. They have been. I understand that. I do understand that. But I want you to understand what it's saying is, like, if you look at the church, it says your church, but I want us to look at it in general. How does it measure up to this 1-1 command about love? Now, this is the stuff I just explained. Why it looks like the church has no love. So, if you're here and you have been talking about your church members, talking about your pastors, talking about your leaders and doing all that stuff, it's time to stop, okay? It's time to stop. My pastor always says this. If you have yet to pray for somebody, if you see an issue going on, you see something going, you have yet to pray for them, you have no right, no business to go and broadcast what's going on. If you have yet to pull someone aside and say, hey, are you okay? Like, this is what I've noticed. This is what I'm noticing. This is what's going on. You have no business to go and tell an outsider. Absolutely no business. You don't go on social media and post all crap. This pastor bought this plane. This pastor did this. This pastor did that. Oh, this and this and this. That is not Christianity. That is not being a disciple. That is not what you are called to do. Don't be the one to have the weapon to destroy your own family. Because the church is a family, whether you like it or not. It is a family. It's time for us to see it that way. So the Bible tells us how to correct people. It tells us how to deal with strife. And I explained to you earlier that I was going through a period of my life where I felt betrayed and all of that stuff going on. I'm still working that process. I'm still going through that process, still recovering, still healing from it. So I'm not here to tell you from something that I haven't experienced or to tell you something that I don't know anything about. But I'm here to tell you that despite how we feel, despite what we think we should do, what the world says we should do, God has laid policies, has laid standards that we're supposed to follow. He says, pull the person. If you have an issue with somebody, pull them together, talk to the person. The person doesn't listen to you, go and tell somebody that both of you guys respect, have them to be the mediator between you guys. If the person doesn't listen, then you have the right to say, you know what, I tried. Forget you. Then I'm going to walk away and not ever have to worry about you again. But instead what we like to do, we like to skip step 1, step 2, and go to step 3. When that is not how we should do.